Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's me, Ari Dosset. Just call me Rashid. That's fine. I'm here in The Hague. I'm coming to you with this live stream. Yes, I'm in The Hague, which should be the capital of the Netherlands, but it's not. Amsterdam, which they call Amsterdam, is the capital. So, yes, let me know if you can hear me clearly, please. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. I'm just going to walk around and record this live stream for you. But please, let me know if you can hear me clearly, please. I see Maria Garcia is here, McBill is here, Sarasha One is here, Diane is here, Joanne is here, Edward C is here, Amber Leach is here, Nadine Jones is here. Okay, you can hear me clearly. Okay, that's fine. By the way, I'm not in the street lights all the time, so it may get a bit dark, but don't worry, I'm still around. Okay, this live stream is about what financial stress does with femininity. I've addressed on my channel what financial stress does to a man, what it does to masculinity. And I've explained already, use my whiteboard, that financial stress drives up the life source of a man, which is his sex drive. Sex drive and life source with a man is the same thing. All right? So your life source is a blue flame that's burning in your energy field. Okay? Not naturally, this flame is big, covering all over your body. But under financial stress, that flame decreases significantly. So you get weaker as a man, completely weaker. So financial stress on a man is detrimental. Detrimental, okay? So I've explained that already. Now, what does financial stress do to a woman? Okay, apart from the physical obvious consequence of stress hormones, all of that, let's talk about on the psychic level what it does to a woman to be under financial stress. So, financial stress on a woman, finance more light on me. Financial stress as a woman, it stops her energy field. Now, what do I mean with stopping her energy field? Listen, I can use my loud voice because, as you see, there's nobody around me in this big public place. Okay? Financial stress on a woman, it stops the energy field because the feminine energy field consists out of layers. You have layers of energy on you as a woman. Okay? A man has as an energy field, so a bubble with a flame in it. That's the man. Okay? Women don't have a flame because they're not magnetic. Women have layers instead, and the layers are moving, just like water is moving. Imagine the oceans or the rivers. They're flowing. Well, that's how it is. You have a sea of energy on top of you. Sea of sea. Those layers are like seas on top of you. Okay? They are in movement all the time. And they give off this soft echo to the environment. So women give off a soft echo to the environment. All right, that's what women do. Okay. Besides pinging, when it comes to sexual longings and male affection, women give off this soft echo to the environment. Okay, that's how Danny Father built women. Now, under financial stress, due to the shock mode that she turns into, the flow of her energy field, those layers are stopped. Now, what happens when blood begins to stream slower in your physical body? You develop blood clots. You develop all types of issues. Your bloodstream is meant to flow in your body. With a female, the energy layers on top of her are meant to be in movement. Naturally, they are in movement 24/7. But with women in financial stress, the movements stop. What happens when the movements stop in a woman's energy field? She cannot process her environment properly. Women have a monthly cycle. We call that the period in English. Okay? That monthly cycle isn't just about physical discharge. She also energetic discharges because the feminine energy field is sticky, like a sponge. You get me? Ladies, your energy field is like a sponge. You are like In general, you like a sponge. You like a sponge creature, lady. You tend to the whatever's in the environment tends to stick with you. Women are sticky creatures. So for this stickiness to function, that's why their energy field was like a sponge, has to be in movement. And once a month, that energy field discharges. You get me? So before I continue, is this all clear onto you? Let me know right now. Is this clear onto you? Let me know. All right. So walking through the egg on a big road over here. Use my loud voice as hard as I want. Praise the Lord. Okay. So financial stress. Financial stress is existential stress. What is existential stress? Existential stress is stress that relates to your survival and your existence. Just think about it. If you don't have enough money, you can't pay rent, you can't pay for your daily necessities, you'll likely become homeless or you'll die. So it's a threat on your survival. Any existential threat on a woman causes an energy field to go on a pause. Why? Because in instance of instant danger, you need to get away. So you can't be sticky in a dangerous situation because that will be detrimental to you. So the energy field of a woman is built in such a way when she experiences an existential threat, her energy field freezes and she immediately gets out of the situation. That's how it should be. The problem with financial stress is that it is an existential threat that keeps repeating itself over and over again, and it keeps lingering around. And the public tends to repeat it also to you. Oh, do you have enough money to pay the rent? Or you may have to pay the money back if they found out you earned too much money or whatever. So financial stress is an existential threat on you that keeps lingering around. It prohibits you from sleeping properly. You can't enjoy daily activities as much because everything's the only thing on your mind is I need to get enough money. I need to earn money. I need to borrow money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay back. I'm going to do it with interest. You see what I mean? So the financial stress, it keeps you as a woman in a freeze state. This freeze state that you're in, this freezing state, is toxic to you because you're meant to be in this freezing state for long. The freezing state is a mode your energy field goes into when there's an existential threat. When there is no existential threat, you go back to natural. So when you put financial stress on a woman, you are putting her in a, you're putting her in a, I don't want to say permanent, but in a long-term state of existential threat. Put the body in a fight or flight response for long and see the body will become sick. You have to go to hospital, your immune system goes down about the physical body. Put the energy field of a woman under an existential threat for a long term, and the whole energy field begins to develop energy cancers in it. Yes, there is a spirit counterpart of cancer. We have the physical counterpart, is when parts of your body begins to malfunction and you develop this thing called cancer and begins to destroy you. That's the physical counterpart. We also have a spirit counterpart of cancer. You have a thing called spirit cancer. Okay, it exists. So when a woman's energy field is frozen to the existential threats that are emitted at her, she goes to a freeze mode for long, and this long-term freeze mode instead, because the energy field of woman should be in movement, and she should be going around seeking attention and contributing to the community. Women are built to be active in a community. Women are community creatures just like men are. Okay, both men and women are community creatures, but women are built to be out there in a sticky way, contributing to your community. You hear me? So if the energy field of a woman is not, I would say, in movement, then she cannot emit this soft echo to the environment. She can still look soft, especially if she puts makeup on or she dresses in a cute way. She can talk soft if her voice is a soft voice and all of that, but she doesn't give off a soft emission. Now you will still feel a little bit of softness because it's a woman, but the actual soft echo, she won't give it off. So she has become ineffective to her environment. You know what I mean? And in this condition, the woman cannot wash out or flush out from her energy field excess energy. I mean, if you go to a party, for example, or you go to a social meeting, you have all this intensity around you. Now, the woman's energy field will flush all of that out eventually. And once in a month, there's a big discharge. That's how the woman is built. But if her energy field is not in movement, she cannot flush out excess energy. She's going to be easily overwhelmed, and that's going to develop into energy cancers in her energy field, which may eventually also harm her physical body. All right? In any case, when a woman's under financial stress, she cannot function fully as a woman. She can't even fully function as a human being. You know what I mean? Straight up. So, financial stress on a female, it turns her into a subhuman parasite that exhausts both herself and the environment. Do you understand what I've just said? A female under financial stress turns into a subhuman parasite that drains both herself and her environment. Do you understand that part? Let me know in the live chat. Let me know. Please participate. Do you understand that part? Still going through the eighth. Okay. So, when a woman is under financial stress, also, she cannot discern. Well, if she cannot discern safe people. Why? Because her spirit senses are numbed off. She still has intuition that will give her hints, but she can't properly discern other people. So a woman under financial stress is more likely to be sexually exploited or to be the victim of violent crime because she cannot discern people in a safe way. A woman under financial stress becomes an emotional addict depending on the pampering of others. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be pampered. I don't care whether she is still in her teens or whether she's in her 70s or 80s, she's divorced or married, whatever. A woman that wants to be pampered is natural. Women want to be pampered. It's a natural thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But women under financial stress, they tend to become emotionally addicted to pampering. And in extreme cases, they shut down emotionally completely. It's like a corpse walking around. So as you can see, there are no benefits to any woman being under financial stress. You hear me? They're not safe, not even to themselves, nor for the community. They're not. So, why then? Why then is there a trend, especially in the Western world, to put women under financial stress? They tell them, girl, you don't need a man, you should be an independent woman, blah, blah, blah. Or they tell them, yo, focus on your career, get those degrees. But I'm not saying a woman cannot get a degree, not get a job. I didn't say that, okay? But why is this big emphasis to trigger financial stress into women? Because remember what I said. A female under financial stress, she cannot be feminine. And what is a woman that can't be feminine? It's a subhuman parasite. So, turning women into subhuman parasites in function, because in literally they're still female human beings, but if in function they become subhuman parasites, that means that when it comes to social, when it comes to the community, they can't bond well with people. Every bond will have will be a traumatic bond. So a female under financial stress can only trauma bond with others. She cannot build healthy bonds with anyone. She cannot. Oh, by the way, these are the flags of the Dutch provinces, by the way. I'm in The Hague. There's the House of Parliament right over there. That's creepy satanic pond over here. And that creepy building where in the past they did a lot of crazy shit with people. Just showing you where I'm at. Listen, if she cannot bond safely and constructively with other people, she can only have trauma bonds. So a woman with trauma bonds, when it comes to sexual relationships, she's going to fail. She's going to be a disaster. When it comes to raising children, oh dear, she can only trauma bond with her children because, well, her mind is so messed up and deformed by being worried about tomorrow. So the reason why there's this big push to put women under financial stress because we live in a misogynist world run by devil worshippers who hate females. Okay, I'm about to repeat this to you. We live in a misogynist world run by devil worshippers who hate women. And the evil spirits they worship also hate women. So, of course, they want to cause harm to women long term. That they themselves came out of a woman, they don't care about that. All right? Because women are the ones giving sexual motivation to men. And the sexual motivation of men, in turn, will work out into protection and care for women. Simple as that. Women sexually motivate men. I made live streams about that. I'm going to repeat that right now. Whether it's um, soft sexual motivation, which is more modest, or explicit sexual motivation, which is more sexy. It doesn't matter. Women give sexual motivation to men naturally, and this pushes men to be productive and contribute to the community. So men are pushed to contribute to the community by the women. That's how God built it. All right? But if the women are operating as subhuman parasites, only complaining and taking and taking and taking, and they don't know how to bond with men, I'm sorry, but who's going to sexually motivate the men? Nobody can motivate them. So men are going to be demotivated. And there's nothing more dangerous for any community than to have the male population being demotivated. A demotivated male population is a horror to deal with. Let me repeat that. A sexually demotivated male population is very hard to deal with. They're more likely and more prone to lose their mind, to explode, and to seek relief in violent activities. You know what I mean? Masculinity is meant to be invested in the community. And women are the ones pushing for masculinity to be constructive. Masculinity is constructive because of the sexual motivation of women. It's the softness of women that keep masculinity healthy. So no man can keep himself healthy all by himself. That does not exist. Adam couldn't do it, even when Adam was in a holy state before the fall of man. Okay? No human male can keep their own masculinity healthy without some softening effect of a woman. Now, the first woman that softens your masculinity is your mother. Okay? After your mom is going to be your female siblings. If you don't have those, the other women in the community. Then, at an older age, it's going to be the peers. Eventually, on a sexual level, directly, it's going to be your wife. Women in the community will sexually motivate you by how they look, how they dress, but the direct sexual push will be from your wife or those in polygamous context wives. You get me? But anyway, there is no such thing as healthy masculinity without the feminine touch. Without the feminine touch, there can't be any healthy masculinity. The other way around also, there's no such thing as healthy femininity without masculine management. Femininity is meant to be managed by the men. And masculinity is kept healthy by the sexual motivation and loving kindness of the women. So there must be love both ways, from the men to the women, from the women towards the men. And then you have love amongst many, amongst each other, and women amongst each other. I'm not talking about sexual affection. I'm talking about just a loving kindness, a constructive attitude. A community where the women are under financial stress, the women cannot fulfill their feminine role that's required. So the men turn out toxic because they're not motivated, and the motivated men tend to lose their mind straight up. You're going to have more sexual violence and more violent explosions happening in such a community. You're going to have more men having mental issues and all of that because they're not sexually motivated. Simple as that. And when the men are sexually motivated, guess what? There's less safety in the community, and the community is well maintained, because when men are sexually motivated and they invest in the community, they don't invest just to have sex for women. They invest because they want to see women in a better state. When men are sexually motivated, they in turn want to invest to make sure the women around them are in a better state. And when they see women around them in a better state, they're happy. So if they see a woman, a pretty woman, being married to a good man, it gives them a boost. Yes, this community I'm part of, the pretty women choose healthy, good men to be with. So that motivates them to contribute to the community. Whether a guy is a CEO at a bank or whether he's just a construction worker working on the street, it doesn't matter. Every man is built to be to be shaped by the feminine touch. You hear me? Every man has the longing for sexual honor. Sexual honor, which is called respect in the world, but sexual honor and respect are two completely different things. They have nothing in common. But in the world, they call it respect, but it's not respect, it's sexual honor. Because respect comes from sexual trauma amongst the ancient Greeks, but sexual honor is something every man needs. Sexual honor simply means that you are valued for your masculine contribution. The population values your masculine contribution. Every man longs for sexual honor. If you don't honor a man sexually, he will feel violated by you. Simple as that. As simple as that. Put a man in a community. Give him a job as a CEO or as a, I don't know, as a minister or whatever. Give him a high salary, but withhold from him sexual honor. Withhold from him the community appreciation of his masculine contribution, and he will collapse mentally. He'll get angry. He'll get rage. He'll say, "F you all. I don't care about this community." Every community has the natural obligation to sexually honor their men. But should we give men honor just like that? We give them basic human decency, and we push them to get the honor. We tell them, okay, listen, dudes, I see you have an erection over there. I see you're hot. I see you have hormones. I see you want to put your dick inside the vagina. You see you're hot, dude. You know what? Fine. But please, that hotness of yours, we need men like you to help us organize events in the community. We need men like you to design buildings. We need men like you to design events. We need men like you to contribute to the safety. So when you notice the sex drive of a man, you honor his sex drive by demanding him to invest his sex drive in the community. You don't spit on a man's sex drive. You don't abuse his sex drive. You demand him to invest his sex drive in the community. That's what you do. That's how you honor your man sexually. You know what I mean? And by doing that, men are motivated, they feel at home, and the community is going to be safer. Simple as that. And that will benefit women, children, everyone benefits from that. And the main key in this is the sexual motivation by the women. The sexual motivation by women to contribute to the sexual honor that men receive from the community. So, in short, put women under financial stress, they can't fully function as a woman, they become subhuman parasites, and what happens? The men are drained, demotivated, they turn bitter, angry. You have whole movements of bitter, angry men right now. You know which movement I'm talking about, don't have to mention it. You know which movement I mean. And it's going to lead to unsafety for everyone. Who benefits from this? Demons do. Because who are the easiest victims in such a context? Women and children, especially women. Because people tend to be cautious with children, but women tend to get it the hard way. So, is it clear to you now how important healthy femininity is? Is it clear to you now how important healthy femininity is? Let me know. Let me know, please. Okay, what about the rest? Maria Garcia understands. Oh, okay, you all understand. That's good. Let me tell you, sexual motivation should be there, but it should be done wisely. There's a thin line between sexual motivation and sexual provocation. Sexual provocation, you shouldn't be doing that all the time. Because sexual provocation is a type of force used on men. Now, prostitutes tend to use sexual provocation just to get sex so they can get customers, so they can make money off the men. You hear me? If you operate in sexual provocation 9 out of 10 times, lady, I'm sorry, but you are a demotivating factor for your community. There's nothing that anchors men more than to be sexually provoked 24/7. No man enjoys being provoked sexually long term. Such a provocation should be a one-time thing, once in a while. Sexual motivation is what drives us. It what makes us it makes us want to do things. Sexual motivation, not provocation. In the West, a lot of women don't understand the difference between sexual motivation, sexual provocation. Okay, listen, we don't have to see everything underneath your clothes. Okay, if you want to show a bit more skin, you want to show a bit more of your sensuality, you want to show your sexual desperation, fine, you can do that. But please know the limits on how much you show and how often you show it. Because sexual provocation, I'm really telling you, it will anger men in the long run. But they won't say to your face, especially not in societies where feminism has become dominant, but they will think, you know what, F this, what the heck is this? You know what I mean? And ladies, if you're out there dressed in a cute or provoking way and your man is around, please tell, hey, that's my husband over there or that's my man over there. Do that. Because if guys see you walk around in such a provoking way, looking so cute, and you don't even tell them you have a man, and they find out the hard way you have a man, they'll go at home, but there comes a point they will wake up at night and realize, what the F did just happen? Did this woman just really dishonor the man that's staying with her? Wait, she dishonors the man that stays with her and looks after her? What type of bitch is this? They'll turn on you. So if we see another man being sexually dishonored by his wife or the woman that's close to him, we turn on that woman but naturally we turn on that woman. So ladies, if you have a husband, you have a man God has given to you, please show him the honor, please, especially in public with other people, especially when other men are around. Because if you don't do that, we men don't take that lightly. We get really upset with that. Absolutely. We will blacklist you silently, and you don't even know it. All right? So you don't have to show everything below your clothes, please, ladies. You can show a lot, but not everything, and not all the time. Okay? Thank you. Just listen. If a guy goes to a carnival or to a circus and he sees women almost naked, walk all around, okay, it's a carnival or a circus. Okay, so you go to a circus or carnival once in a while, but we don't want to see a carnival 24/7 around us. We don't. It angers us. It demotivates us. And sexual demotivation of men is horrible. It's 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 lethal poison for every community. All right. So it starts with financial stress, and that's why we as believers we have to be dedicated to become financially independent from society, so that we cannot be tricked nor blackmailed into society's bullshit anymore. You hear me? Simple as that. What sometimes upsets me is when I see women being more economically motivated than the men are. So, guys, if you're watching this, please be more economically, financially motivated, please, to contribute to your community. Please. Thank you. No human being should be under financial stress. Okay, absolutely not. So, no human being should be under financial stress. Especially women should be under financial stress because women under financial stress is lethal, is detrimental. The issue is we tend to tolerate women in a bad condition. A man in a bad condition, we tend to discard them immediately. Put them in a mental asylum, put them in prison, whatever. When it's a man in a bad condition, we tend to discard them immediately. If it's a woman in a bad condition, we tend to put up with her. Because we all came out of a woman, our mom, so we tend to tolerate women a little bit more when they're dysfunctional. What we should do is admit the dysfunction and dedicate ourselves to resolve the dysfunction. Simple as that. All right? That's what this channel of mine is for. That's what it's for, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, I see a lot of Freemasonry around me in this city. Of course, the West operates under Freemasonry, just so you know. Okay? I already told you need both the male sex drive and feminine urges to make the community functional. Okay? You need both. Okay? So, no Freemasonry over here where the focus is on the male sex drive. No. You need both the male sex drive and feminine urges to make the community going. All right? Oh, by the way, if you're a Freemason watching this, I have nothing against you, dudes. Just contribute to your community as you're taught in your lodges, but please serve Christ. Okay? Understand me? He's the real architect that built us. Serve him. Thank you very much. Any movement that tells you that the sex drive of older men is the only thing the community needs to function, they're teaching Greek mythology. That's where the worship of old age comes from. The whole idea that just because your age increases, you have to fall apart with gray hair, white hair, with health issues, that's Greek mythology. We don't worship old age. Your youth can renew itself over and over again as long as you live. That's what you should strive for. We shouldn't praise people for so-called getting older and falling apart. The longer you live, the more refreshed you should be. Simple as that. But okay, you need sexual motivation for this, and women ought to be women. Females ought to be feminine. Simple as that. Oh, this thing is bent a little bit, so I don't know what that happened over here. But anyway, are there any questions about this topic? Please let me know in the live chat now. Let me know in the live chat. Are there any questions? Let me know. When I'm off of this live stream, I'm going to do some telephone fellowship with some believers. Absolutely. Oh, and meanwhile, if you're a single mom or if you're a woman in a financially dire situation, calm down. Just calm down. Rejoice yourself. Remember, sexual happiness is it's like kryptonite. It's like a lethal bomb on the paranormal. I'm not telling you to go and sleep around. I'm telling you just be sexually happy, embrace your own vulnerability, embrace your needy design, operate in sexual happiness, and God guides you further. Okay, you need to learn to let go of controlling, which is bullshit, and trust the guidance of your Father. Absolutely. Men have drives. Men are driven. We are magnetic, so we are driven. Women have urges because they're sponge-like. You hear me? Women are sponge-like, that's why they have urges. Men are the fire. We're magnetic, so we have a drive. Men have no sexual urges. We have sex. We have sex. We have a sex drive. Women don't have a sex drive. They have urges. Simple as that. All right. No gender bending confusion over here. I don't do that crap over here. I don't do that crap over here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Please. I don't mind Greek food. I just went to a Greek restaurant a few days ago. Greek music is fine too. If you watch a movie about Greek mythology, just for fun with friends, family, fine too. But please, I don't want Greek mythology in our daily lives, okay? Because that's devil worship. I don't want that, okay? You need both the male sex drive of all men and the urges of all females to make the community functioning. The reliance on the sex drive of older men or the alpha males, it's sodomite bullshit. That's what it is. I don't do Greek mythology over here. Get the hell out of here. God is good. All right. I didn't get any questions from you. Okay, this is a short life. Thank you all for being here. Keep on agreeing with Christ. Enjoy the Shabbat, and I'll see you next time. And remember, sexual happiness is kryptonite to the paranormal and evil people. Stay sexually happy, stay joyful, agree with Christ. Shalom. Be at peace.